What's good, y'all? It's the Dumachets React, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. So excited about this video. If you're new to us
and we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
Tipping, a generous act of courtesy you do when you're more than satisfied with the service you were provided, and you give them a little extra money. Usually you give these to your servers at restaurants, your barber, and strippers, just as a way of telling them you're doing a good job. Go get yourself a nice pair of undies. And this overall thing is practiced all around the world. It's not exactly a foreign concept for anybody. Tipping is a normal thing, but no place on earth lets it give out the tip more than the US of A. We go X Games mode with the tipping over here, cause we be giving everybody tips. We tip our delivery drivers, taxis, bellhops, housekeepers.
Nah, we are probably the biggest tipping culture. I don't think everybody around practice it. I know some places that just don't want your money. Like they want just give you services and they get out my store.
They get paid enough.
Yeah, they good. Actually get paid enough money. See that?
Ubers, bartenders. If you're an in-person service, then most likely you accept tips. Even my homie's last job at the gas station where he just pumped people's gas, he got over $100 in tips in one day. I didn't even know people tip for that. We love to tip everybody except the homeless. But has it gone too far? Let me go off real quick. But I've been seeing tipping.
Pause. Yo, that was hard.
Listen.
Where have we gone as people that we would run inside the restaurant? First thing you see actually when you run inside a restaurant is a tip jar. But they got people on the street that's asking for money every single day.
Yeah.
Now, I ain't going to put this on everybody, but that's a pretty good amount of people who just keep going. They ain't about to...
Yeah. They be like... I ain't going to say what they be like.
All that change they be having in the car, they just...
Yeah, but you know what? At the end of the day, although we, like us, our family, help the homeless regularly, but it's not supposed to be our problem. It's not supposed to fall on us. It's supposed to, the government's supposed to help.
Nah, 100%, and they want us to do the work. Nah, I totally, that's the other side of this conversation. I'm not going to add to it, but I just want to make a comment that that's the fact that he put that out there. That was funny.
Yeah.
Didn't see that coming.
Options where I've never seen them before, like counter services, cashiers. I've never heard of tipping cashiers, but those blue blocks on the iPad beg to differ. One time I went to a concert and I went to the merch booth. I got a hoodie, bro handed me the hoodie, then turned around his iPad for a tip. Now I know these people don't get paid too well, but what in that interaction concurred a tip? Did he slip me $100 bill in a hoodie that I didn't see? I don't think so. So I don't think I'm gonna tip. But I would usually see these in local businesses most of the time, so that's all fine and dandy. But I've heard Starbucks is also doing tips. Now, I don't really go to Starbucks because it's just not for me. I like my coffee a certain way. I like my coffee how I like my men. Long, black, and Vietnamese. And no offense to you Starbucks employees out there, but I'ma treat y'all like McDonald's and Burger King. Like, why would I tip the drive-through cashier? That just sounds unnecessary. And as
Hold on, y'all. My wife gotta get herself back. My wife gotta get herself back together.
Just slip that in there.
Bro, we ain't gonna rewind that. If y'all missed it, then you good. You good. You dodged one. But he had a long, about a 5-second clip of him expressing what he felt like.
Okay, all right, now back to tipping.
Okay. I don't want to say the word no more. It's getting ridiculous out here.
Those restaurants are not asking for tips, then I'm never gonna tip. Don't get no ideas, please. However, I understand why these workers would want a tip, though. They work low-wage jobs, and sometimes they got families to take care of at home. So a tip or two would make their lives a little bit easier. But I'm selfish. I'm not trying to tip at Wendy's, bro. But I know that day will eventually come. I can smell it. This is the US. We'll somehow incorporate tipping into everything, so the employers can justify why they're paying their employees minimum wage. And whenever someone doesn't tip, they get mad at us instead of the business that's giving them a non-living wage. That's why tipping is super pushed. So restaurants, for example, can pay their waiters low salaries to encourage them to aim for tips. So the waiters have to be as upstanding, top of their tippy toes, holly jolly of a worker as possible to try to get ends meet. So the customer can walk away feeling happy about their experience, the owner of the restaurant being happy because of the profit and good look of the business, while the waiters walk away with a $2 tip. And
now let me make a big mention real quick about tipping. These folks not up in there begging y'all for no money, bro. These people up in there not begging, bro. Like, some people be like, yo, like I've seen some people give money and then leave it like a racial comment or say, cause you need it, here you go. Like, they say stuff like that. Nobody not up in there asking and begging for a tip.
Nah, babe, listen.
Except for that pizza man that came to the house.
Right.
I'll talk about him in a minute. But
last time we went bowling and we ordered food at the bowling place and the lady asked for a tip. She asked. I'm like, girl, you literally just taking the order. You're not even a person who's going to bring me my food. What?
Yeah.
And I tipped at the front. You want me to tip every person I come in contact with?
Who doing that? Y'all doing that? Nah, this one guy that came to the house for the pizza. I went outside and, you know what I'm saying, I'm collecting the box, the big old box of pizza. He took it out of his bag. It was nice and hot and fresh. I said, thank you, bro. He said, oh, one more thing, man. Can you go ahead and sign this paper? My boss want to see at the bottom of the line if you left me a tip or not. I said, man, I'm good, bro. I'm not leaving no tip. No.
Listen, no.
And it's not, but again, I really don't feel like people out here really begging. Like, we've been in a lot of restaurants and I don't feel like they really begging for tips.
No, they're not begging for tips, but they expect them.
They probably do.
Dion don't tip nobody. It's me.
Tips and long letters.
Yes, I gotta make the people feel good about their day.
I'll leave a tip, but I'm not leaving a tip like Sheila. Like,
I'll be helping them.
let me say this though, my tip culture, the way I tip, is not just me handing money out.
Right. You don't want to just hand
My tip culture is my tithe. I like to give a percentage back, so I'm not doing it for every single person because 9 times out of 10, I'm not even eating out like that. But when I'm out and about, I'm tithing. You know, it's another way that I do tithe. Just want to leave that.
Yeah.
Food stamps for a salary. Or at least that's just my theory.
But look,
my
now,
game
look.
theory. Now, people that have never had a job might say, ain't that a good thing? It makes the waiters actually try to do their job well, bro. Ain't nobody want to work minimum wage, period, bro, in this economy. Doesn't matter if I'm getting tips. All it takes is one bad day of penny pinching tips to be like, well, Scoob, I guess we have to eat whatever's in the fridge tonight. I should know. I used to be a waiter. I was a waiter for weddings and other events in my late senior year, and my wage was decent, $15 an hour, and for a high school student, that's pretty good. Plus, I only worked on the weekends. Man, this job was gonna be a breeze. But that was only because I was a kid. I ain't need that much in the first place. All I thought is, if I can afford food, sold. But to spoil the fun, most of the time, I did not get any tips or very little tips. And 95% of my...
Let me say this real quick. Because he talking about he never got tipped. I worked at a restaurant for like a week before I quit. I never got tipped, and I was out there. You feel me? I was doing my thing. I wasn't handing food out to people, but I don't know what I was doing. But I was there. The job was like real fancy, man, and everybody I was working with was just coming fresh out. They was just done from doing their time, and they wasn't tipping none of us. They thought
You
wasn't tipping. I wasn't, but I'm just saying, they wasn't tipping. I was the black guy with the black guys. They wasn't tipping none of us. I quit. And it wasn't because I quit because of the tip. It's because they mistreated the workers, bro. Yeah, so we back. C fell out. But she back now. We all good. But yeah, true story, bro. They just didn't treat us right, and I just quit the same week. But I didn't know what I was actually getting into. That application didn't say half the stuff that I seen in the building. So yeah, the tipping culture is the real thing, bro. Sometimes they just don't do it.
Niggas was at weddings, so the food was already paid for. I was giving these niggas free food, and I got nothing. And I was always all nice and shit. I was never mean. I was all like, hello, hot diggity day. What would you lovely people like to have? I thought I was doing a good job. I even shaved off my hair to be more presentable, which is something I still regret to this day. Don't cut the hair you love for no jobs. Unless it look like this. You might get no job with that. I did get tips sometimes. The biggest tip I've ever gotten was $40 from a table of old white women and a gay dude. And from then on, they became my target audience. I'd always pick the table with the gay niggas because I know they'd give me the biggest tip. And me complaining about small tips might sound like a trivial problem, but I'm talking about like in the grand scheme of things of this kind of job. Like if I was an adult with this job paying bills, taxes, rent, all that, I could not live like this. I know this because I had co-workers in their late 20s, 30s, 40s who said they couldn't take care of themselves with this wage.
Dang.
That's why they sold drugs on the side. That's why we should hold these businesses accountable to have higher wages for their employees so they don't have to rely on tips anymore. We must rise against this corrupt business practice. Who's with me? Hey, you're just saying this because you just don't want to pay tips no more. Well, duh. I don't like tipping. Who does? Who wants to pay more of their own money when they don't have to? I'm not a misogynist, a masochist. Wrong word. I am the other one. I'm not saying I don't tip. I do. But mainly because I want to at least try to balance out my good deeds with my bad ones when I'm in the pearly gates. I'm not trying to go to hell because I didn't tip my IHOP waitress who so happened to be battling cancer and diabetes that one time. I'm trying to get to heaven. But if I gave zero, darns, dangs, or I would almost never tip. I would look at the bill, then pay the bill, then end it there. I would only tip if I received outstanding service, because, you know, most services nowadays are just average, you know, regular stuff. Nothing to point out, but you still supposed to tip. In a perfect world, I would only tip if the person is enthusiastically nice. Fast service, give me a back massage, and also pay for my food. Then I would tip. I can understand tipping delivery drivers because they also need the money to pay for their gas, but that can go with the higher wage argument that I said earlier. And if they show up mad late, then I don't have to tip them. We should bring back the 30 minutes or less or the food is free rule. I'd start ordering food from Russia on purpose. Save myself a stack. And like I said earlier, I know these people need these tips to survive. I know they have mouths to feed. I know. I feel you. But in the back of my mind, I know I have mouths to feed too. My own mouth. And tipping is slowly taking that away from me. Now I'm gonna starve. And remember earlier when I said tipping is not a foreign concept? Well, apparently it is to most countries. Every time I look in the comment section for a post regarding tipping, 90% of the comments will be from foreigners saying, well, over here in Timbuktu, Jumanji land, we never even heard of tipping. I didn't even know Jumanji was a real place, but it sounds like heaven if they don't tip. And it makes me think the people of the U.S. here are purposely fucking me with this tipping shit. It's to be expected we tip 20 to 25% of the bill here. You have a better chance pulling a gun on me and robbing me because that's the only way you're gonna get that much money out of me. And I've been seeing news reports about how there's a spread of self-checkout machines with tipping options.
Yeah.
Am I tipping?
Who getting it?
Mr. and Mrs. Walmart themselves.
Who getting
Why
it,
they
bro?
need my money? Why they need a tip? Any self-checkout tipping machine out there could suck the tip of my pee-pee.
Okay. Let's just say this because he upset, obviously. That's nothing out here that you can say that you fully own. You know what I'm saying? Housing, you still got to pay for property. Cars, you say you bought it, well, you got to pay insurance on it. A lot of stuff out here, bro, it's like you think that you have tipping. You go get the food, you probably got to leave the tip. Not to leave just the tip, you also got to pay taxes on that. Nothing is what it say it is because there's more to the recipe.
Yes,
you know
there's always more.
There's always a little something on the side that you got to be aware of. But you know, this is
Fees.
Yeah, fee. I gotta go to school and pay for the whole class Kleenexes. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a lot of stuff that we just gotta continuously put. Right, but man, all that one child is just always sniffing.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, I do tip my delivery drivers and waiters. I do. But I hate tipping. I bloody hate it. If I could abolish it, I would. I hate it. However, I know it's the right thing to do. Or at least I was raised to believe if I don't tip my waiters, I'm a dick. Which I don't really believe now, but I begrudgingly admit tipping won't kill me. So I still tip. How much I tip? None of your beeswax. And even though I tip most of the time, I'm not gonna tell y'all you should tip. You could do whatever you want with the money you've earned. Like, I could be spending my money on helping the children in Africa and building houses there. But how else am I supposed to pay for my drip? I need money for my clothes, man. Those kids in Africa, they're not gonna pay for me. But yeah, those are my thoughts on tipping. Employees need better pay, so I can stop paying. And in conclusion,
Element of surprise. Did you pray today?
All right, man. Damn, I can't get my words out. Obviously, you guys love watching this type of content. Y'all keep sending it in. Dude is funny, hilarious. He actually be dropping some gems if y'all listening. But yeah, tipping. This is the culture. This is how it is out here. But he kind of just like took it to another level.
He did.
Took it to
A lot of levels. We ain't mad enough about the tipping culture. We ain't mad enough about the minimum wage. That's why we gonna continue tipping. That's all I gotta say.
That's the facts. I mean, nothing more, nothing less. Get your wallet ready when you go eat out.
All right, y'all. We hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Peace.